In this video, we're gonna go through the Insta360 GO #3 and some different ways that you can use this camera when you're out filming. This can become your everyday camera, even though it's so small and so tiny. I'm actually shooting on this camera right now for my A-roll. This camera doesn't just need to be for action sports. You could basically use this for any style of video that you're creating. So this is the first way that you can use this camera for making videos, is use it as just a normal camera. So I have the little GO3 hooked on to the magnetic mount, and it's just threaded onto the tripod. And so now I can use this as my A-roll. And I'm just getting audio from a microphone that I have right here on my chest. So this is just a wireless microphone so that I know I always have clean audio on me no matter where I go. However, if you do want to use the audio from the GO3, it's still very usable. But I'm up here with a little bit of breeze, so I have the microphone on my chest so I can get a little bit better audio. So the second shot that we're gonna do is actually the chest mount. So the GO3 comes with this lanyard that goes around your neck. So the back of the GO3 is magnetized and it has all these different mounts depending on how you wanna use it. So for this mount, I'm gonna hook this underneath my shirt and we're gonna mount it right here. And then I'm just gonna go for a ride on the bike and get a POV shot of leaving this mountaintop. And the best thing about the GO3 is that it comes with the Action Pod case where I could see exactly what I'm filming. So this is connected via Bluetooth and I could set the camera up and then I could see on the screen what I'm filming. So we're gonna use this in a few different ways to get some creative shots for any style of video. And what makes this camera so unique is its size and its ability to detach from the Action Pod, because the camera itself is tiny. Like, this is so small I could fit this in my mouth. Because of that, you can mount it in a whole bunch of different ways, and then using the Bluetooth Action Pod case, well, you can always see what you're doing. So it just becomes a super useful tool to get a variety of shots. But it doesn't have to be just a special use camera. You can use it for basically anything that you're shooting. One of the major advantages of this camera is that you have 360-degree horizon lock. So that allows you to have a super stable shot with every type of motion. Combine this with the hyperlapse feature and you could get some wild shots zooming through a location. So one of the other ways that you could use this camera is like a vlog camera. Right now I have it in the Action Pod case and I could see myself above the camera because it has a screen that flips up and you're able to see what you're filming. And right now I'm just using the audio straight from camera. I have a nice wide shot and I'm able to easily just talk to this camera. And I actually took the GO2 on a mountain climbing trip, shot the entire thing on a GO2, filmed all of my audio with the GO2, and that video turned out great. One of the biggest things that I think people obsess on are features like 4K and high-end microphones and all of this. But the reality is, when you're making a video that's entertaining, people are interested in what you're doing, they don't really care so much about all of these features. So this camera shoots at 2.7K, which is more than enough resolution to be able to create your video, craft an interesting story, and also in the right setting, the audio's fine, and you're able to get decent audio when you're out filming. So the big advantage for the GO3 is the fact that this is just a tiny little camera that can be used in so many different ways. So one of the things that makes this camera so useful is the fact that the footage is super stable. So when you're working with this camera, you can create gimbal-like moves by just hand holding the camera. So you don't have to have anything attached around the camera. And as you walk and you move and you slide the camera around, you can get these shots that feel super smooth and super cinematic. So one of the ways to use this camera is to actually not have it mounted to you or mounted to some object, but use it as a gimbal and actually move through some different spaces and see what kind of shots you can get with the flow state stabilization. One of the other ways to use the GO3 is to mount it in interesting places. So you can put it somewhere like in your fridge or in a bag of chips. On my bike, I'm just mounting it in weird ways around the bicycle so you get these cool shots of the tires, the pedals, and it doesn't take much to mount this in different ways. The cool thing about having the Action Pod case is that you'll mount this camera somewhere where the camera only fits. And then on the screen, you can see exactly what you're getting so that you know they always have a good shot. So one of the best ways to use this camera is to put it in interesting places and see what kind of shot you can get. Now, if you want to see more information about the GO3, I'll include a link down below the description. And next, you should watch this video right here. It's a video that I shot only using the GO2, and you can see how versatile this little camera is when you're shooting anything. I'll see you on the next one.